Hello, welcome to Life Matters. Well, we had so many laughs last week with our guest, Gary Cangemi. We invited him back this week. How about that? And in fact, he even autographed a copy of his book, A Womb with a View. And he autographed another one, too. He's got a new book out called Labor of Love, which is quite funny. If you need a good laugh and you want to know about life in the womb, these definitely should be on your bookshelf. Well, I wanted to make mention of a little bit of background about Gary. Gary was born in Arlington, Virginia, and raised across the Potomac River in Silver Springs, Maryland. He graduated from the University of Scranton in 1976 with a degree in philosophy. Today, he's not here to talk about essence versus existence. He's here to talk about Umbert the Unborn and a cast of characters that he's developed. He's worked 25 years, or maybe 30 years now, as a graphic artist, producing comic books and cartoons among his multifaceted graphic artist work. And since 2001, he created a comic strip called Umbert the Unborn, who deals with life issues from a very unique perspective. Our guest drove here all the way from Scranton today, and he settled in Scranton after college in absolute wedded bliss with his lovely wife, Nancy, and their 3 children. Well, welcome, Gary Cangemi.
Thanks, Brendan. We're glad to be back. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you back again. I wanted to get into a little bit about Umbert, the development of Umbert, and maybe some of the aspects of Umbert that we don't know. Can you explain a little bit about Umbert and some of the characters, which I guess you've labeled his womb mates?
Yeah. Well, Umbert, is the central character. He's a baby who's about 6 months in the womb, gestating. He's got 3 months to go, and he's joyfully anticipating his birth. But in the meantime, he's enjoying life in the womb. Uh-huh. Well, through various innovations, that are possible only in the cartoon world, I've created little ways of Umbert to communicate with other babies who are in their wombs. We have the interwomb, we have prenatal computers, we have stem cell phones, and all various electronic devices with which these babies communicate with each other. So through this process, Umbert has met other babies, and they've become part of the strip. So he has numerous friends: Vita the viable, Elwood the expected, his cousin Eb from Texas, Fredo the frozen embryo. There's a whole bunch of them.
Well, let's take a look at Umbert first of all, so that our viewers get a little flavor for Umbert.
Sure. Let's go to our central character, Umbert the Unborn. And here in this strip, he's saying, "People sure are getting spoiled by all this technology. They are so used to pushing a button and getting instant results. It must really be tough on expectant parents. I mean, it still takes whole 9 months to download a baby. I'm making a tie rack for my dad for Father's Day. Rapida, 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 blap. Yow! And just for all you doubters still out there, yes, unborn babies do feel pain." "Umbert, what you doing?" Now, this is Umbert's guardian angel who pops in from time to time to give Umbert counseling and advice. "I'm selling lemonade to help pay off the national debt." And it says Umbert's lemonade, $1 trillion per glass. "But Umbert, who's going to pay $1 trillion for a glass of lemonade? 16 very thirsty trillionaires?" "I'm building my new website, Umbert's List. It's my way of weeding out the anti-life politicians and the plinos." Plinos? Pro-lifers in name only.
That's a play on rhinos, Republican in name only.
Right. "Surf's up. I just love womb surfing. Surfing is the perfect metaphor for life in the womb. It's all about making it to dry land without getting wiped out. I don't get these politicians. One minute they're pro-choice, then they're pro-life, and the next minute they switch back from pro-life to pro-abortion. I don't mind the flip-flopping. It's the flop-flipping I can't stand." Hey, somebody wrote on my wall, and somebody invited me to join their unborn baby group. Wow, I got 27 friend requests. This fetus book is fantastic. I tell you, Mother, I don't get it. When I'm running around like crazy all day, the baby is quiet and still. And when I'm finally resting and relaxing, he's bouncing off the walls, kicking up a storm. And she thinks things are going to be different after I'm born. There's Time Magazine Man of the Year 1980 was Ronald Wilson Reagan. And Time Man of the Year 1994 was Pope John Paul II. And hopefully, 2013, the Unborn Baby of the Year will be Umbert the Unborn. And Umbert says, hey, I can dream, can't I? There we go.
Well, that's quite something that Umbert, he's quite mature for a 6 month in the womb individual. He knows a lot of the issues, and
you know, it's funny too, because a pro-choice blogger criticized me this summer over having such a sophisticated child in the womb who's able to get access to computers and cell phones, who can talk and articulate and think. And, you know, how is this possible? And I told her, I said, when you can explain to me how a beagle can fly a World War I airplane and go after the Red Baron, I said, then I'll explain to you how Umbert does what he does. It's all about the imagination.
Right, the old Charlie Brown comic strip. Well, now we have a cast of characters, and there's one called Cara. Can you tell us a little bit about Cara?
Yes, Cara is a little baby girl in the womb, and Cara has Down syndrome. And the reason I created Cara is because I want to draw attention to the plight of the unborn with respect to the Down syndrome children. Because statistically, when parents find out through ultrasound that their child has Down syndrome, sadly and tragically, 90% of them are aborted.
Wow.
So
that's a big number.
Yeah, it's a very big number, and these are the most lovable children. I don't know if you've ever worked with Down syndrome children. I have in the past, and they are the most lovable of God's children, and there's no reason for this tragedy. And so I created Cara, and let's take a look at her. Hello, I'm Cara. The doctor says I have Down syndrome. They say I have an extra chromosome. I guess that makes me extra special. I'm Umbert's new friend Cara. I'm a Down syndrome baby. Mommy told Daddy about me today. They both cried, but they promised to love me forever. I may have downs, but I sure am feeling the ups. Who are you? Hello, Cara. I'm Dawn, your special guardian angel. I look after special needs babies like you. Really? What's so special about me? Well, for one thing, you're still here. 1, 2, huff, puff. Splish, splash. It's never too early to practice for the Special Olympics. Say, I like this Sarah Palin. She has a child who's just like me. She says kids like us bring more love than you can imagine. In that case, I sure hope my parents have a big imagination. It doesn't seem fair. When unborn babies are screened, the babies with Down syndrome are more likely to be aborted. I thought profiling was against the law. Hey, what has the government got against us genetically challenged kids? I just heard they're offering expectant mothers free testing for Down syndrome. But they're calling it preventive services. Just exactly what are they trying to prevent? And tragically and sadly, we know what they're trying to prevent.
Right.
And
I've had on the show a gentleman who wrote a book who's a medical doctor. His sister had Down syndrome. He was from Ohio, but he's here in Boston now, went to Harvard Medical School. And he wrote a book about the bedside manners of doctors when they announce that someone has, they come into the couple to say that they've got a Down syndrome child in utero. And he's bound and determined to change that attitude, that it is, that they are very lovable individuals, and they change you as a parent.
Absolutely.
And anyways, because historically, a lot of these doctors come in and say, oh, I have bad news for you, your child has Down syndrome, and then that throws the pregnant couple into a panic, and then they make decisions about abortion at that time, often within the next, 24 hours, a week, or whatever. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, well, now we've got another character here.
Well-
Elwood the Expected.
No, let's go to Vita.
Pardon me.
Let's go,
Pardon me.
Oh,
Vita
no. We're going to go to Elwood next.
Okay,
Yes, because I see
Elwood.
him on the screen here.
All right.
And let's do Elwood next. And Elwood is, he's the resident genius of the womb. He's a good friend of Umbert's. His parents, actually, there's a connection here to Boston because Elwood's parents are both professors at MIT.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay. All right.
you'll see where he gets his brains from. And he's dreaming here. And the Nobel Prize goes to, wow, what a dream. I dreamt I found a cure for cancer and won the Nobel Prize. Of course, if the world wants cures, it has to make sure the curers get born. The human cell is a marvel of creation. Maybe someday I'll be a cell biologist. Think of the discoveries I could make. All I need is a chance to be born to realize my destiny. Any objections? This is fascinating. I've got to share this with my friend Elwood. Hey Elwood, I just read the latest research shows babies can learn in the womb. Not now, Umbert. I'm in the middle of an important experiment. What's this? Congress has passed legislation banning the patenting of human embryos. Can you imagine human beings owning the rights to other human beings? I thought Congress outlawed that years ago. It's really hard to fathom. Out there are doctors and scientists who still think I'm a blob of tissue instead of a living human being. Man, the sooner I'm born, the sooner I can help drag science into the 21st century. This is amazing. Adult stem cells are yielding tremendous results in medicine. And unlike embryonic stem cells, adult cells harm no living beings. I hear some embryonic labs are even closing down. I wonder what happens to them. That's simple. We sell them on eBay. $16 trillion. I'm not even born yet, and you're billing me for $16 trillion bucks? I think it's 17 now, isn't it? Do you people have any idea how much that is? It would take 25 million years to count that high. And with government running healthcare, nobody's going to live that long. Let's see. 50 million people were aborted over the last 35 years. That's 685,714 teachers out of work, 1.7 billion pairs of shoes not being made, 12.5 million homes not being built, 87 million cars not being made, and $459 billion in Social Security taxes uncollected. And Americans wonder what's causing the economic crisis.
There's so much truth to that that's not talked about in great deal. We've done some shows on that too.
Oh boy, today's Father's Day. After I'm born, my dad and I are going to do lots of neat things together. Solving physics equations, quantum mechanics, nuclear fusion, you know, normal father and son stuff.
Well, that's funny.
That's Elwood, our resident genius.
Resident genius and brain trust in the womb.
He's actually trying to get into Harvard before he's even born.
Oh, he is.
But unsuccessfully. So.
Okay, well, now that character was quite interesting. How about Vita the Viable?
Yeah, we have Vita. We love Vita up. And Vita is a little girl who, her mother is unmarried, so she's got a single mom. Mm-hmm. And the mother is waffling. She's not sure whether she's going to keep Vita. So Vita's like in that little zone there of uncertainty. And I wanted to show life from her perspective. And this was when Umbert first met her on the interwomb. I'm just 16 years old, Umbert. How old are you?
16 weeks.
I'm sorry, 16. Did I say years?
Yeah.
16 weeks old, Umbert. How old are you? My parents haven't named me yet, but I call myself Umbert the Unborn. That's cool. What should I call you? Vita the Viable. Hey, Vita, I can't wait to be born and finally meet my mom and dad. Ditto, Umbert, except for one thing. What's that? What's a dad? I'm 24 weeks old, Vita. 24 weeks? You're practically a grown-up. You must know everything. What can I say? There's no substitute for experience. I'm Umbert's new friend, Vita the Viable. My mom's all alone, and she's not sure if she wants to keep me. I'm trying real hard to understand how she feels, but what happened to No Child Left Behind? I don't know what to do. This is her mother talking. I'm just not ready to have a baby. I don't know the first thing about being a mother. Don't worry, Mom. I'll teach you everything you need to know. Rosie, you're my friend. What should I do? I'm not ready to have a baby. Hey, it's your body and your choice. If you're not ready to have a baby, you don't have to. Hey, Rosie, mind your own beeswax. Mom says she has to make a choice. To have me or not to have me. I don't get it. She has me, but now she might not want to have me. I've been had. I don't get it. There are more opportunities for women today than ever before. Yet it's the so-called women's groups that promote abortion. What's the point of having opportunity to knock if you won't let me answer the door? I was really worried my mother was thinking about not keeping me. But then I heard she was going to a place called Planned Parenthood for advice. That sure sounds like a baby-friendly place to me. I mean, if you weren't planning to be a parent, why else would you go there?
Well, that's
Poor little Vita.
That's one thing that the pro-life movement always says, you know, what a misnamed name,
Oh,
a deceptive name, Planned Parenthood.
Exactly.
And in the course of human time over the centuries, what baby is really planned? It's rare.
Sure, absolutely.
Although we have scientific things these days. Well, anyways, let's move on to another character here. We have, let's see, is it Doby and Toby? Is that the next one?
Oh, yeah, Doby and Toby. They're the twins.
Are they?
We have, some women have multiple births, right? Twins, triplets, quadruplets, whatever. I thought I'd start off with a pair of twins to add a little, humor and flavor to the strip. And what would it like to have two brothers constantly going at each other in the womb? Kind of like Jacob and Esau did back in the Bible. And so let's take a look. Here's Umbert. Isaac entreated the Lord on behalf of his wife, for she was barren, and Rebekah became pregnant. He's reading the Bible. But the children in her womb jostled with each other. Imagine twins fighting in the womb. I wonder if Doby and Toby ever have that problem. Will you please hold still? Floating like a butterfly. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What are you doing? Counting my fingers. Why didn't you just ask me? I could have told you you have 10. I knew that. I was just making sure you didn't take any while I was asleep. How come you're always bossing me around? Because I'm in charge of this womb. You're in charge. I thought we were created equal. We were, but I've been upgraded since then. Now, let's get something straight, Toby. What's that, Doby? This is my side of the womb, and that's your side. Are you kidding? How do you know which side of the womb belongs to whom? I had it surveyed. If we're twins, how come we don't look alike? Do I have to explain everything? We're not identical twins, we're fraternal twins. Oh, I get it. You're adopted. Snore. Knock it off. You better stop picking on me, or I'm telling Mom after we're born. Oh, no, you don't. What happens in the womb stays in the womb. There's Doby and Toby. Now, do they bear any resemblance to a famous comedy duo?
That's, I forget the name.
Laurel and Hardy.
Laurel and Hardy, that's right.
I'm a big fan of Laurel and Hardy.
Oh, yeah.
And so I kind of modeled these little characters after Laurel and Hardy.
I noticed one was thinner and one had a square face.
A little more rotund, yes.
Right. Well, let's see here now. We have another character here, Ronnie Dangerfetus.
Okay, well, this came about.
Is this a play on Ronnie Dangerfield?
Yeah, it is, because, of course, God rest his soul, Rodney was always the guy that talked about not having any respect. And I thought, well, gee, what do we do in the pro-life movement but try to get respect for the unborn, you know? And who's more disrespected in today's world than the unborn child? So I thought, well, let me create a stand-up comic in the womb who talks about, not getting any respect, and see if, we could have a little fun with it.
All right, well, let's see.
The Unborn Improv presents Ronnie Dangerfetus. Let me tell you, Unborn kids get no respect at all. A movie critic saw my ultrasound. He gave it 2 thumbs down. You think Unborn kids get respect today? No way. The other day, my doctor prints out my sonogram. The next thing I know, it's hanging in the post office. Let me tell you, you're a beautiful audience. Before the show, a lady says to me, "We need more babies just like you." I says, "Thanks, lady, but I'm against cloning." And let me tell you, pro-life people get no respect either. My mother and I were at the March for Life in Washington. We got mugged by 3 senators. Talk about expectant fathers. My dad really has it rough at my house. At 2 in the morning, my mom gets cravings for pizza from Sal's in the Bronx. We live in Detroit. I tell you, Unborn kids get no respect. Take Planned Parenthood. They told my mother she shouldn't have me unless I'm loved, wanted, and planned. She says, "How's about 2 out of 3? I get no respect in the womb. The other day, I heard some speakers from NARAL. They called me an unviable mass of tissues. I said, "Look who's talking. You're an unviable mass of issues." Just the other day, my doctor canceled my ultrasound. He said it was due to poor ratings. You know, I've joked about unborn kids not getting any respect. But you people are out there pulling and praying for us every day. Pro-life folks, now that's what I call respect.
Wow.
So that's Ronnie Danger. He's always popular at my talks that I give around the
Is he?
country.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Everybody
see.
loves Ronnie.
Well, maybe we have time for one more. Do you,
Why don't you...
the Grim Reaper, is that one? Or
let's do Fredo the Frozen.
Fredo the Frozen?
Yeah,
Okay.
because we have a lot of frozen embryos. I think close to 400,000
That's
frozen
great.
embryos in the country.
I think it's more than that.
And these are human beings.
650,000.
Oh, maybe it's a lot. Yeah, I think you're right. And let's take a little, let's peek in at Fredo, the frozen embryo. And this is terrible, says Umbert. He's reading his paper. Doctors are freezing embryos for couples trying to have a baby. But those aren't those real people they're freezing? You can say that again. Hi, I'm Fredo the Frozen. I'm a frozen embryo. I'm stuck in this lab waiting for a chance to be implanted in my mother's womb. If they don't use me, I've got 2 choices, the drain or a stem cell research lab. Anybody want to trade places? Poor Fredo. As a frozen embryo, he can't grow, develop, or get nourishment from his mother. All his potential, all his talents, all he'll ever be, stuck in time. Yeah, talk about frozen assets. Here we have one of our older specimens. This embryo has been in deep freeze for 19 years. 19 years? Are they kidding? I should be in college by now. I've heard of putting the future on hold, but this is ridiculous. Who are you? I'm Dr. Dubious, and this is my evil assistant, Dwight. I'm looking for a frozen embryo for a cloning experiment. Care to volunteer? Not on my life. Forget it. Too bad. Let's go, Dwight. Yes, master. If you want me to dedicate my life to science, at least let me be born first.
Well, gosh, those are really quite something. One final
One more, okay, sure. I know I'm stuck in a frozen embryo lab, but maybe this little tree will cheer me up. Just think what it would be like to celebrate Christmas with a real family, but nobody even knows I exist. If only my tree had a little star to give me hope. At least God knows I'm here.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, what a
That's Fredo.
nice note to end on. And Fredo the frozen embryo, boy, that's an issue that, you know, in this country, they create multiple embryos. At least in Europe, they only allow you 1 at a time to implant in the womb, and that sort of thing. But gosh, all these characters, and well, now Gary, once again, we have a couple of your books here, and folks, how can they get in touch with you or find out more?
If they go right on the website, umberttheunborn.com, they can order the books. They can see some of the samples of the cartoons. They can go on Umbert's blog. We have a blog site.
Oh, wow.
And, and see the cartoon of the week and my commentary. We also have a kids page as well.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah,
So the
we
kids-
want to invite the kids
so
to
this
meet
is-
Umbert, too.
This is PG rated then?
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's But I always advise parents to check out the website first before they let their child on it, just so they, give the proper guidance, because these are sensitive issues.
I see. Well, folks, we hope you learned a lot today about how you can have some fun and get your point across in the pro-life movement with a creative genius like Gary Cangemi or other ways also. We're often very serious here in the pro-life movement, but it's always nice to have a few laughs along the way. Well, we hope you found today's show to be unique, informative, content-rich, truthful, and thought-provoking. Thanks for watching. I'm Brendan O'Connell, your friend for life.